When we feel socially anxious, for example, most of the time we don't know what to call those emotions. Instead, we might say, for example, I don't feel so good. I feel uncomfortable. This lack of awareness of emotions is the basis of not healing. In previous videos, I explained what is trauma. For sure, trauma comes from lack of awareness and mistreatment of ourselves that can cause social anxiety, addiction to bad habits such as smoking, procrastination, and it also creates lack of joy in relationships. If you are experiencing these problems, it is mostly related to trauma. I remember when I first read the book Running on Empty. It's about childhood emotional neglect. Childhood emotional neglect causes so much problem as we grow older, as we become adult. And in the book, the author suggested to name the emotions. And by naming your emotions, you recognize your emotions and therefore you will start to heal those emotions. It is such a great tool. Why naming and using language is so effective in healing our emotional pain. Our brain mostly operates in languages. So there was a research done on inmates in a prison, in one of the American prisons, and those who were able to speak clearly and those who knew lots of words tend to be very peaceful, tend to be calm and respectful. But those who didn't know lots of words and their vocabulary was so low, they tended to be aggressive. And there are many other researchers are done on the effects of words and languages on our body and mind. If you're feeling uncomfortable in meetings, let's say social gatherings, or having bad behaviors, or if you're not enjoying a relationship, it is primarily linked to use of language. How you use your language to your benefit or to your damage. Let's start with the simple questions. What do you feel when you feel uncomfortable? Let's say when you're around people, or if you're procrastinating, if you're smoking, even though you feel uncomfortable, even if you want to put the cigarette down, but you don't know how to name them. If you could name them, what do you name those emotions? You can pause the video and reflect on it. There are some of the lists from my own experience. It's anxious, uneasy, I feel center of attention, I feel judged, I feel ugly, I feel seen, I feel naked. Now these emotions are uncomfortable emotions when you're in a anxious place or uncomfortable place. Now that you name those emotions, there comes another next step. What do you think are behind those emotions? What causes those emotions to arise? You guessed it right. It's your language, it's beliefs and thoughts that create those emotions. By just naming your emotions, there comes another layer of healing. Now, finding those beliefs that causes those uncomfortable emotions is the step to heal your emotions completely. Now, for the sake of example, you say that you feel anxious, uneasy, judged, and ugly in the social gatherings. Those comes from underlying beliefs. What do you think are the underlying beliefs behind those emotions? Some of the most common anxious thoughts from me and the people that I worked with and the people that I read about are some of this variation of beliefs. I cannot do this. I cannot talk to people. I cannot speak, which is completely false. Says I cannot do this. I'm not good enough. This is so common and so wrong and so untrue. It says I'm not good enough. Others are better than me. This is also so untrue and undistorted way of thinking, which can create so much like ugly emotions. You found out what do you feel, then you found out what are behind those emotions, which are the unrealistic, damaging, and in terms of computer science, it is bug, it's errors. So if you have error, you feel not good. If there's a virus in the system, the computer feels heated. You cannot function well. The same way it goes in our brain. If our language is not clearly established and thought about it well, you will feel uneasy. The next step, you might have guessed it, it is to remove and debug from your brain. It is to clean those belief systems so you feel great. For you to really clean it, you have to think it properly. Think about the beliefs in a very realistic way. If you say, I cannot do this, is it really true? Is it just the garbage in the brain that you might have picked up from your friends, from movies, from culture, from books, whatever? Of course you can do it. Anything humanly possible, you can do it. You can dance? Sure. If you have two legs, you can dance. Even if you don't have two legs, for the sake of example, you can dance with your hands. So of course you can do it. Can you socialize? Of course you can socialize. Human beings are social animal. Of course you can socialize. Now, the same thing, you have to replace this over and over and over again. These are some of the good belief system that you might be able to replace with the damaging and old ones. Instead of I cannot do this, is you might say, anything humanly possible, I can do it. So I can do anything. Human beings are capable of doing anything. The other one would be, I'm already enough. I'm human and I'm worthy of anything and everything. Or you would say, others may be better in some skills than me. So am I better in some skills than some others. It's not a race, it's variety and beautiful. People are better than me, I'm better than other people. It's beautiful and variety. So when you read this belief, what do you feel? I feel alive, I feel open, and I feel possible. That is right. That is the power of language. And language is human beings' superpower. So use language in your own power to heal from anxiety, to heal from emotional problems, to heal from lack of direction and lack of good habits. When you feel anxious or doing something you're not supposed to do, start by naming your emotions first, then dig deeper a little bit, find out the beliefs and replace it and read it over and over again. Trust me, your brain is so powerful, human brain is so powerful, and you will heal from your emotions, I can promise. If you need help directly working with me, I'll be delighted and happy to help you, support you in your emotional healing. Go to my website, perossherzog.com, and I will be honored to help you with your challenges. Have a confident life.